want to be a mother, and I want to be motherly. Would it be somebody that's good with kids, I guess? I grew up, it was just me and my brother. I think 2 is good.
Well, try 3. Cassie Ventura is about to be a mom again, announcing a 3rd little one with her hubby, Alex Fine.
I'm grateful for obviously Sonny and Cass and Frankie. They're all my little weird best friends.
Diddy's lawyers request gag order and attempt to censor witnesses. The rapper is being accused of terrible crimes, and new frightening statements continue to emerge. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers have filed a gag order with the judge involved in the case. They want the magistrate to prevent statements from potential witnesses and their representatives outside of the courtroom.
I think it's more so about him being a flight risk than tampering. We have seen some evidence where he, specifically with one of the members of Dirty Money, as we all know, Don Richard had filed a lawsuit against Diddy, and then the other member of that Dirty Money group came out and essentially undermined her claim and said, oh, well, I didn't see anything, I don't know anything about this. And then we later found out that Diddy called her 54 times in a row. Oh. So I think that those situations lend to maybe some issues with tampering.
The hits just keep on coming for Diddy. One of his attorneys just quit in dramatic fashion, saying, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs.
So Cassie just announced she's expecting her 3rd child with her husband Alex Fine. But instead of letting her live in peace and enjoy her happiness, guess who's allegedly spiraling from behind bars? Yup, Diddy. Multiple reports are swirling that Diddy's still trying to intimidate Cassie by allegedly sending people to scare her into backing off from working with the feds as his trial creeps closer in May. Let's not forget, Cassie was the first domino to fall in this case against Diddy, setting off a chain reaction of lawsuits and allegations that exposed Diddy's decades-long track record of heinous conduct. But instead of facing the consequences, it seems like Diddy is still trying to play puppet master from prison. However, sources close to Cassie are saying she's standing 10 toes down, and she's even ready to testify if it comes to that. Meanwhile, fans are rallying behind her, praising her strength for not letting Diddy's intimidation tactics dim her joy. Meanwhile, news just dropped that one of Diddy's defense lawyers just filed a motion to withdraw from the case. And while the lawyer didn't give any reason why he's quitting, legal experts are saying that unless it's a fee dispute, this generally means either the client, aka Diddy, refuses to take the lawyer's advice, or the lawyer knows he cannot ethically represent Diddy because he insists on committing perjury or something along those lines. So what's really going on behind the scenes? Is Diddy really still pulling dirty moves from prison and trying to intimidate Cassie? Why are his lawyers jumping ship just 2 months before the trial? Let's break it all down.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
How much are you taped in there?
I'm actually not.
You're not?
I'm trying to keep it together.
You're a brave woman.
Thank you. I try.
Who are you?
Cassie's pregnancy announcement has everyone talking, and after everything she went through with Diddy, fans are showing her nothing but love and support. Cassie and her husband, Alex Fine, share 2 daughters, 5-year-old Frankie and 3-year-old Sonny. But soon, they'll be welcoming another addition to their family. On Wednesday, February 9th, Cassie announced in an Instagram post that she's expecting her 3rd child with Alex. Cassie shared black and white photos of her showing off her baby bump while joined by her husband and 2 daughters, and she wrote in the caption, "Number 3. After Cassie's pregnancy announcement, her post was instantly flooded with not just congratulations, but gratitude from her followers. Many fans took a moment to thank her for her courage in speaking out against Diddy and inspiring other victims to come forward too, which ultimately played a huge role in the chain of events that led to Diddy's arrest last September. One fan wrote, "I love to see women get their happily ever after, especially after going through and trauma. You are deserving of this beautiful life. Thank you for being an example of strength and perseverance. Congrats." And another person commented, "We love you and we thank you so much for your courage and for saving so many people. What a life journey. Congrats to your beautiful family." But even in the middle of her happiest moment, Cassie still can't fully escape Diddy's shadow. Despite being locked up, reports are swirling that Diddy is allegedly pulling strings from behind bars, instructing his people to intimidate Cassie and her family. And sources are saying it's all part of Diddy's desperate attempt to keep Cassie from cooperating with the feds ahead of his trial, which is scheduled to start on May 5th. But that's not even the wildest part of the story. New reports have now surfaced alleging that Diddy's biggest fear isn't just Cassie speaking out, it's the rumors that she might have something even more damaging, parts of Kim Porter's diary. Allegedly, before Kim's mysterious death in 2018, she showed Cassie parts of a tell-all she was working on, and there's been a lot of speculation that Kim was planning to expose some dark secrets about Diddy in that book. And insiders have claimed that when Kim died, Diddy rushed to the scene to take her laptops, trying to wipe any trace of what she was working on.
After Shakir's death, it said that Kim started writing a tell-all book on Diddy. With that being said, keep in mind, books do tend to take a really long time to write. Kim and Diddy had twins in 2006, and they split up in 2007. Kim went on to Essence magazine to do an interview where she talked about her reasoning for leaving Diddy. She even told Essence that one of her closest friends was pregnant by Diddy around the same time that Kim had been pregnant with Diddy's twins. Kim and Diddy stayed friends. They were good co-parents. She was found dead in 2018. Kim's cause of death was ruled as pneumonia. However, keep in mind, this woman was 47 years old. She had a history of good health. It was rumored that she had finished writing her book at the time. I think Kim's death wouldn't be considered so suspicious if it wasn't for the fact that 3 of her laptops were missing. The police said there was no robbery at her home, so where exactly were the laptops?
And here's where the timeline gets really suspicious. Cassie left Diddy in October 2018, and almost exactly 1 month later, on November 15th, Kim was found dead in her home. And while Kim's death was officially ruled as pneumonia, theories have been swirling for years claiming that Diddy had her poisoned. Kim's ex-husband referred to Kim's death as murder on multiple occasions, and other sources close to Kim also claimed that she confided to her friends that she worried Diddy was poisoning her.
At the night before Kim Porter passed, that she group texted some close friends saying that he got me, and that Kim also insinuated in that text that she felt like she had been poisoned.
Now, it's not clear whether Kim told Cassie exactly what she was writing in her book, but we've heard from multiple sources that Kim and Cassie had a conversation shortly before Cassie left Diddy in October 2018. Allegedly, Kim talked to both Cassie and her now husband, Alex Fine, who at the time was working as Cassie's personal trainer, and Kim reportedly told Alex how to help Cassie escape Diddy. Luckily, the plan worked, and Cassie somehow managed to get away from Diddy. But sadly, Kim didn't make it, and rumor has it that Diddy found out Kim was talking to Cassie and telling her about her book. And the fact that Kim died just weeks after Cassie broke up with Diddy is very telling. So now multiple industry figures are finally speaking about Kim's suspicious death and saying they hope the feds will reopen the case. Even Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, said that Kim's case needs to be properly investigated. And he also revealed how Diddy had Kim buried in a golden casket and wouldn't let anyone get close to her body at the funeral home.
After the video came out of Diddy attacking Cassie, you got a lot of people that feel like Diddy, he probably had something to do with Kim Porter's death, and they want the police to reopen her case. How you feel about that?
My man, I wish he put Kim in a gold casket, then had security, 24-hour security at the funeral home, so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there.
And now, sources are saying this is the real reason Diddy is still trying to intimidate Cassie from behind bars. Even though Cassie settled her lawsuit against Diddy for an undisclosed amount just one day after she filed it, insiders are saying Diddy's still deeply worried that Cassie might be quietly working with the feds, especially now that reports are surfacing about investigators taking a serious interest in Kim Porter's rumored manuscript. Allegedly, the feds want to find out more about the conversations Kim had with Cassie before her sudden death. And since Cassie spent a whole decade with Diddy, she could hold key information that ties into their case. Now, as for the latest updates on Diddy, there have been some really strange things happening with his case lately that aren't getting enough attention. First off, there was that mysterious medical emergency where Diddy was reportedly rushed out in the middle of the night for an MRI. No details have been confirmed about what exactly happened, but the timing definitely raised some eyebrows, especially with his trial creeping closer. Earlier this month, reports came out that Diddy was quietly taken from a federal prison in Brooklyn and sent to a nearby hospital for an MRI.
Sean Diddy Combs reportedly underwent treatment in a hospital as he continues to await trial on charges. According to Page 6, the 55-year-old was transported from Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, the federal prison where he was sent following his September arrest, late January 30th to undergo an MRI and was then soon returned to police custody later that night.
According to the New York Post, the spokesperson for the Bureau of Prisons later issued a statement saying, "For privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not comment on the conditions of confinement for anyone in our custody to include medical status or medical trips." And now another strange twist just hit Diddy's case as one of his defense lawyers suddenly quit. And the way it went down has everyone raising their eyebrows. Reports say the lawyer told the judge that under no circumstances could he continue defending Diddy. However, the lawyer didn't specify the reason for quitting. On February 20th, Diddy's defense lawyer, Anthony Rico, filed a request to step down from the case. However, his request won't be final until a judge approves it, as the judge needs to agree that there's a valid reason for him to quit the case. Rico wrote in his affidavit, "Under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs. It is respectfully but regrettably requested that the court grant the relief requested." Rico didn't elaborate on why he's suddenly asking to step down. However, he said the decision came after speaking with Diddy's lead counsel, Mark Agnifilo. And as for his decision not to explain exactly why he's quitting, Rico said in his affidavit that he can't offer any more details because of attorney-client privilege. However, Rico told the judge there are sufficient reasons for asking to be removed from the case. And he also added that his resignation won't delay the trial, as Diddy will continue to be represented by 5 other attorneys on record. But now legal experts are chiming in, and they're saying that Rico most likely quit because Diddy plans to commit perjury during his trial. One of the reasons a lawyer must withdraw from a case is if he knows his client is going to lie to the court. And there is a fine line between divulging everything to your lawyers versus taking it a step further and expecting to lie to the court. So in other words, Anthony Rico was probably told something that no longer allows him to ethically defend Diddy. Either Rico realized Diddy's guilty and doesn't want to accept money for a losing case, or he realized the information that'll come out at a discovery will tarnish his reputation for being associated with Diddy. And given everything we know about the allegations against Diddy, this second scenario is more likely. And you know it's bad when a lawyer taps out from a hefty payday. As for Diddy's remaining lawyers, it looks like they're getting desperate and they decided to shift their strategy. Believe it or not, they're now claiming that the allegations against Diddy are rooted in racism. Among other charges he's facing, Diddy is accused of violating the Mann Act, which prohibits transporting individuals across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. But just days ago, Diddy's legal team filed a motion claiming that prosecuting Diddy under the Mann Act is racist. Diddy's lawyers said in their motion, Mr. Combs has been singled out because he is powerful, black, and he is being prosecuted for conduct that regularly goes unpunished. Just for some background, the Mann Act was originally called the White Slave Traffic Act when it was passed in 1910, and it was created to stop the transporting of women for prostitution or other immoral reasons. Diddy's lawyers, however, are arguing that the law has historically been used to target black men and supposedly protect white women from them. They even brought up examples of white men who have been accused of similar acts but were never charged under the Mann Act. Diddy's lawyers wrote, high-profile white men, including former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer, have engaged in similar conduct but were never charged under the act. And as for the allegations that Diddy was transporting ex-workers across state lines for his freak-off parties, Diddy's lawyers said that this was not some secretive underground operation that was previously unknown. It has been operating in the open for over a decade. It has a website and over 10,000 followers on X. As the company's own press page states, its operations have been featured in Playgirl, Glamour, Sheen, Hustler, Cosmopolitan, and Esquire. But as you can imagine, this defense strategy didn't land well with the public, and people are really starting to say that Diddy's legal team is scrambling and scraping and grasping at anything they can to defend him. First, one lawyer quits without any explanation, and now the rest of them are arguing that, sure, Diddy might have run an escort service, but it was all public, and to accuse him of anything criminal is somehow racist? It's definitely raising some eyebrows, and of course, the first to clown Diddy over his new defense strategy was none other than his #1 hater, 50 Cent. 50 shared an IG post about the situation and wrote in the caption, 4 lawyers charging Brother Love $5K an hour to do ish like this. He in there like, they treating me like I'm black. Yeah man, you black. Call me, I would told you this ain't gonna work for free. So between Diddy allegedly threatening and trying to intimidate Cassie from prison, one of his lawyers quitting with no explanation, and now these crazy defense tactics his legal team is pulling, it's clear that Diddy is in deep, deep trouble. And with all this chaos going on, it's very likely that what we've heard so far about Diddy is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many rumors and allegations flying around, and with his trial coming up, there's a real possibility that something even darker might come to light, and it could be way worse than what we expected. So now let's hear your take on all this. How do you feel about Cassie's pregnancy announcement and Diddy allegedly trying to intimidate her? And what does it mean when Diddy's lawyer quits and his team tries pulling the racism card as a defense? Are they getting desperate because something major is about to get revealed during the trial? Leave all your thoughts in the comments section, and don't miss out on this next video.